guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We are still here at Walker Ford in Clearwater, Florida, because guess what? I have that performance SUV that gets a little bit of a new look for 2025. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Ford Explorer. This is the bad boy. This is the ST. But before we get into this all-wheel drive, twin turbocharged of an ST, let's talk about what's going on here. So Explorer gets a new look. There's new trims, active, ST line, ST, and then of course that top platinum style trim. But you know what? They decided to bring changes across the whole lineup, but one thing is for certain, you're still getting performance if you go the ST direction. Now, what's interesting is that we've already brought you an ST. We did that for the first drive. That one was rear wheel drive. Very rare to be able to get a mid-size 3-row crossover SUV that's just rear wheel drive. This has all-wheel drive power and performance. So what I want to find out is if you're looking for a mid-size SUV, for the price of this thing, is this the best when it comes to tech? Of course, style, and then we can't forget the P word. No, not that P word. Get your mind out of the gutter. Performance. Let's go ahead. Let's dive into our carbonized gray Explorer ST and find out. Right off the bat, you're going to see some of the changes, and it's going to hit you instantaneously right here. We got a whole new headlight housing, all updated LED turn signals, daytime running lamps, and LED headlights. Love the way everything is pretty much blacked out on the interior except a little bit of silver. Working your way down, what do we have going on? Functional corner air curtains, LED lighting, and then as we come across the new refresh face of the Explorer, you're going to get the Explorer name spelled out across the brow. We have gloss black, and this grille is specific to the ST, and they enlarged the ST badge, which is nice. And that is going to give you, when you see ST, you're getting extra performance because it stands for street technology, sport technology. It's not some type of like RS or an R, but you are definitely getting more performance, and this is a Ford Performance branded vehicle. We got the blue oval, you got a forward-facing camera, the new grille, and then that new shape to the lower bumper area. A little bit of flat black, a little bit of gloss black, and then you have these aerodynamic pass-throughs on the lower lip, which not only look good, but guess what? They're functional. And I like the way with the carbonized gray, it balances the black accents very well. That's why I like this color. Now, as we rise up, you still have the same hood as the previous model year. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You got the C-shaped indentation, the lower edges, and then as we come around the bend, it's a little bit of a mixed bag for me. You are getting new 21-inch wheels. I just don't like them as much as the outgoing wheel. They're this flat gray finish. You are getting the upgraded Performance Police Interceptor brake package with the bright red calipers, larger rotors, and beefed up suspension that you would find on a Police Interceptor version of the Explorer. I just like the older wheels better. They just look better. I like the style more. I like these. I don't hate them. I just don't love them as much as the old ones. Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section. But like I said, ours, remember, all Ford Explorers are rear-wheel drive base, but ours has all-wheel drive, so it's going to send power to the front wheels as well. The other zonk on the ST trim, I wish this was all body color. This would look so freaking good if it was carbonized gray. Now, when it comes to the tire size, 275 on the width, all four corners. You have a 45 series sidewall, and I think with the gray, the wheels work even a little bit better, the gray on gray. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about that. Working our way down the side, you're gonna get gloss black on our mirror caps, LED turn signals, and I like the way they black out the A-pillar, that long flat roof design. I wish on the ST trim it would be probably cool to see it without roof rails. Now I know that would cut down on the usability, but honestly, how many people are putting things up on the roof of their ST equipped Explorer? So it would be nice to not have those there. You get a little bit of gloss black along the bottom and the Explorer name stamped into that flat black. I personally think, like I said, this should be all body color. Coming towards the rear, everything else looks the same as the previous model year. And then when we swing it around wide, here's where we're gonna see the changes. New taillights, all LED lighting, even the lighting that comes into the black trim. I like the way they hide the Explorer name within that black trim. This has got to go. That's a zonk. That could easily go underneath here because you get a nice long roof spoiler. And then you're still going to get that quad tip exhaust, but they exit out the bottom, not the back. And you do have full tow capability. That when we say tow capability, we're talking about 5,000 pounds of tow capability, even though this is the performance trim. And you do have an ST badge on the back as well. So I do like the way they connect with the performance, having that badging there because it actually means something on this vehicle. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about the horsepower numbers. Right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod, but what you do have is the bracing right off the Police Interceptor to beefing up, stiffen up the front end of this vehicle. No fancy engine cover. You're just going to see the modern EcoBoost engine. What is it? That's a 3-liter twin turbo V6. So you're looking at 400 horsepower, 415 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in about 4.9 seconds. Top speed, 145 miles an hour. The vehicle weighs 4,800 pounds. MPG's around 18 in the city, 25 on the highway, and you can tow, like I said, 5,000 pounds. So very rare at this price point to find this kind of horsepower and that kind of performance. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see this thing move. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Ford Explorer ST with the all-wheel drive. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I'm sick of driving a minivan. I'm sick of it. My wife made me get one because we have some kids. All my friends at work make fun of me. People, when I'm driving by, just flick me off and laugh. I want to upgrade to some performance, but I also need the everyday usability. But how much is this Ford Explorer ST? Well, I am here to help you so that people stop making fun of you. MSRP for this one, you're looking right at $57,000 and change. That's with the all-wheel drive. Let's see what Ford brings for the money. To the door panels. Love the new materials. Soft touch. You got some of that nice gray finish around the door handle. You have some of that silver trim, aluminum speaker grille cover for our B&O sound system, red stitching throughout, no gloss black, and a door pocket where you could easily put 2 shrimp po' boys and a root beer to wash it down. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, they bring the sound bar into the dash with the B&O sound system, the Explorer name, that nice gray finish, the red stitching, even along the sides here. Look at the stitching. This is dust, but that's stitching. Come on in, you got the upgraded, updated 13.2-inch infotainment system. This thing has more apps in it than your freaking app store. So nice to have all that easy usability with your apps. You can watch freaking YouTube, watch Rady's Rides, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. There is your Explorer ST. You could make all your adjustments, ambient lighting. I mean, it's ridiculous. Look at how you could change everything so easily. That is what they're bringing for 2025. Let me throw it into reverse. Cameras, pretty good resolution. Not perfect, but better than most. And you got the 360 cam. Put it back into park, hit the home, and that's where we're at. Now, working our way down, you do have your dual climate controls, which are all in the screen. But I actually like this better than what they have in the Mustang because you don't have to drag your finger. It's just a tap. So you got your blower, you got your temperature, and then you also have heated steering wheel, heated seats, and ventilated seats. Very nicely done. Start-stop button, easy access. Volume knob, shut off that pesky auto start-stop feature. Love the wireless charging pad, a place for 2 packages of Reese's peanut butter cups. And I like the way they pulled this out like a tongue. Pulled it out so that you have easy access to that. Down below, the soft touch. And then look at this. Open this up. You got you got USB-C, USB-A, a 12 volt, and enough room for a 1-pound bag of Skittles. And on the side, you got a little bit of a tray here for your banana hammock. So you can put your little skinny banana in there, or your pencil. You're not just happy to see me, that's a pencil in your pocket. And I like the Easter eggs. It actually has all the different generations of the Ford Explorer in there. Rotary dial controller for your 10-speed automatic, 2 cup holders, drive mode selector knob, ST on the key fob, sport technology. Got the buttons, remote start. Got a place for your track day Twinkie, easy access. Love all the stitching. Open it up, what do you got in here? 2 USB-Cs and enough room where you could put, I would say, 5 1980s Transformers. Not a Megatron. Megatron Optimus Prime might be a little big, but you could put Starscream in there. You could put Bumblebee for sure, because Bumblebee was just a little tiny bug. He's not a freaking Camaro. I'm so sick of the new Transformers making him a Camaro. He was never a freaking Camaro. And the original Transformers couldn't change cars. It's like, you're the bug, and that's it. You're nothing else. Seats, the leather, the Alcantara, the red stitching. You do have electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver, and we have that ginormous panoramic sunroof, which is great. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I got a steering wheel with the ST badge on it I want to show you. Come on over. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. Check it out. You do have your Ford Performance badge. On the sill plate, the Zonk is the pedal box. Where are my aluminum pedals? Nowhere to be found. That's depressing. You do have your electric seat controls. And for the driver's side, you do get 3 memory seat settings, which are nice. I'm 6 feet tall. Seats fit perfectly. Lots of room in here. Steering wheel is a thing of beauty. The red stitching, the flat black, the ST badge. You do have paddles. They are plastic to go up and down the 10-speed. Would have been nice if those were metal. And it is a power tilting and telescoping wheel. And then you have your digital gauge cluster, 12.3 inches. You could go into your different modes. If you're driving in a freaking ST, you better leave it in that sport mode, because that's where you're going to get all the goodies that you want. Plus, you also have other information, a cornucopia of it in that center display. Nicely done. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the mid row and the third row, because I want to go for a ride in this Explorer. All right, guys, mid row time. And one of the things I just want to point out is just how wide that door opens. It's nice how wide the rear passenger door is. It's almost a total 90 degrees. Another thing that's awesome is that the seat material in the mid row, just like up front, but what's even better, that's what I'm talking about. When I say armrest for a captain's chair, that's an armrest. It's like that movie Crocodile Dundee, when somebody was trying to mug him and they pulled out a knife and he's like, that's not a knife. This is a knife. And it was like 10 times bigger. That's how I feel about these armrests. Love them. Backs of the seats, the leather. You have large pockets. Easily put, I would say, 4 large cookies from Subway, macadamia nut, some double chocolate chunk, chocolate chip. That's what Steven loves, is those double chunks. Boom or doom, right, Steven? Your favorite. The command center back here, it lets your passengers know what vehicle they're riding in case they forget. You do have your climate controls, which are nice. Only heated seats, no ventilated seats, which is a zonk at 57 Gs. 2 USB-Cs, a home power source, and you got these 2 little cup holders. Look how cute those are. Seats are great though. Like I said, with the armrests, they do slide, which is nice, and they do recline a little bit. And then I'm gonna show you how easy it is to get in the third row. Right here's the handle, you see that? Boop, boop, doo-doo. Get this headrest out of my back. Here we go. So the problem is the seats are not as nice as everybody else. These are like the generic version of the seats that everybody else is sitting in. I'm sitting really low, which is the good news is I'm not close to the headliner. Bad news is look where my knees are. They're near my freaking mouth. And then I do have USB-Cs, but everything is hard plastic back here. But I guess the good news is if you're back here, hopefully you won't have to stay here that long. But it's still better than most. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the cargo area and see what the Explorer ST is throwing down. All right guys, time to get in the cargo area. Now what's great about this is that just like the rest of the interior, even though this has a lot of performance, you're still gonna get a lot of usability. 16 cubic feet of space up top with the third row up. You got storage underneath. Think about it. You could fill this up like Kobayashi. This would be perfect for Kobayashi because he could fill it up with hot dogs and buns. And you get some gallons of water because remember, the way to do it is you soak the buns in the water, eat that separately, and then shove the dogs down your throat. Seats, when it comes to folding them down, you manually do the headrests. No, you don't have to wait for them. You can just push them a little bit. And then right here, watch this. I think it's gonna do it. Maybe, possibly. You just gotta be patient, which patience is not one of my virtues. But once you are patient and those seats are gonna fold flat, totally, you're looking at, believe it or not, 46 cubic feet of space. Fold down the mid-row, that's gonna give you 86 cubic feet of space. This vehicle is perfect for taking to a track day because you could stuff all your things in here, use it as that vehicle for having all the things that you need for your track day while you have your Mustang there, you say your dark horse, or you can even drive this on the track because of how capable it is. That is smart engineering. But back here, you'll notice that we do have the USB-Cs, and you have a lot of nooks and crannies everywhere where you could stuff Twinkies, ho-hos, ding-dongs, whatever you like stuffing. You like stuffing a ding-dong somewhere? You might need to talk about that with somebody, but this Ford Explorer will allow it. But why don't we go ahead, something else that it will allow is some on throttle. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go for a spin in this ST Explorer. All right guys, we are inside this 2025 Ford Explorer ST. And if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Drops down and we are off to the races. Fast shifts from that 10-speed automatic. And what's great is that I love how these drive. Being rear-wheel drive bias, the chassis just performs really nicely, especially through twisty bits. It's gonna surprise you. And don't worry, the 21-inch wheels do not create this super harsh ride or anything like that. Getting to the infotainment system, well within reach. Having that lower shelf that extends out makes it easy to see your phone, get to your phone, or get to your peanut butter cups, which are sitting in that second portion. And then the usability of the Explorer, it's like it's just big enough to be able to haul your people and also your stuff, but also enjoy the driving experience. I mean, this is an enthusiast style vehicle. Digital gauge cluster, really nice, large and clear, has all the important readouts that you want. And then the seats are super comfy. Don't think that they're gonna squeeze you because they are not. They're comfortable. They also support well, but they really have found a nice balance between comfort and support. All right guys, pulling away from the light, I really love how with the twin turbos, you're not waiting for boost to kick in. There's not a bunch of boost lag. And yes, there's a simulated sound, but it actually sounds really good. A nice balance to the actual sound that you're hearing and the pumped in sound. I just wish there was a little bit more of the real deal sound, would have been nice. But on the highway, super smooth. You are getting a little wind noise, and I'm gonna suspect that it's the those roof rails, which would be great to take off. But other than that, very, very comfortable, very planted. And you'll see when we get to some twists how this Explorer ST handles. They really did a great job minimizing gloss black in here. I'm very happy to report there is literally no gloss black in this interior, which you would think would be impossible, but it just shows that manufacturers can think of something else other than just gloss black. I love the silver, the red stitching, and this steering wheel is just a piece of artwork to hold on to. Horn button is not the sexiest, but just don't look at the horn button. Look at the rest of the wheel. It's absolutely gorgeous. But if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. See how we handle. On the brakes. Those massive police interceptor brakes, look at this. This is an SUV, guys. On throttle, here we go. Fast shifts from the 10-speed. Super smooth. Really love the way this vehicle does the business. But it handles so well for the type of vehicle that it is. And they really made the interior feel more upscale for 2025, that's for sure. A lot more upscale. But let's slow down a little bit. Actually, let's change lanes. You ready? On throttle, here we go. Little dab of the brakes. Look at this. Really, really nice. I tell you, it's so planted. The all-wheel drive works phenomenal, and it's just so well planted to the ground. It does a great job. Super smooth and very comfortable in here, especially with the amenities that they're bringing in this 2025 model year vehicle. But I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review of what the Explorer ST is bringing for 2025. We're gonna get back to Walker Ford and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a blast having this Explorer ST, being able to drive the rear-wheel drive one and now bring you the all-wheel drive one. Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section, if you think it's worth the price for the performance. But of course, we need to thank Frank Walker, Western Walker, and Tracy for getting us access to this 2025 Explorer ST. If you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rise family. Gotta give it up to Stephen Flood, Stephen Flood Photography. Follow him on Instagram. We're still waiting on him to create his own TikTok. He's got this new dance move that he thinks he wants to debut on TikTok, so we'll see how that goes. Thank you, Stephen, for all your endeavors, sharing your endeavors with us and all your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.